know when your cup gets stuck. These are pretty handy, these little food nets. If you don't have one, you should consider getting one. This one, unfortunately, I jacked up last night, so I have to be careful with it. So I did not film me making these because it was like 10 o'clock last night and on a whim, but let's see what happened. And these only were made because I had extra resin. So let's see. So here's a gold one. Let me actually angle this light. I don't know why we don't have light on this here situation. Boop. There we go. It should be better. So it's just a gold one with some little specks of blue. All gold. I had a lot of gold left over and some blues, so I just used one of Julie's molds, which I made a hot mess. Of. Oh, this one turned out pretty. I don't know. Can you guys actually see it? Got some gold and some blue in there. And these need cleaned up because I literally, as you can tell from this mold, which I cleaned up, I had a huge mess. So again, I wasn't planning on making these. These are just what were made with my leftover resin, and obviously with some UV resin I can spice these up a bit. And this is a pretty shallow mold, so this is good for pendants or earrings, I guess. A couple of these turned out really nice. Hope you're able to see. One nice thing about this is that when you have a little mess here, you're able to kind of pick it off pretty easily, which is why I kind of had to spend some time cleaning up this whole mess last night, because some of these had overflowed into the other ones. And here's one. And again, these were from the dirty pour that I did in this bigger mold, and I just used the rest of the resin that I had. I used the Let's Resin Fast Cure on these. I can't quite pick that one off, so I'm gonna have to clip it. I think that maybe some of this blue could have been, maybe the blue could have been a little bit darker. But as you can see, they have this metallic gold powder definitely showing through on them. And they're not nearly as much of a mess as I thought they were going to be. So yay, yay for me. So I'll find something to do with these. If not, I'll keep them for something else. And look at this mold. I have to clean this bad boy up. So try to keep alcohol away from your molds or anything that's going to scratch them. But I am going to wash that with some warm soap and water. But this is the one that I am most interested in seeing. So I did a dirty pour. Again, this was the blue, the gold, and some white. There's definitely some striations here on the back. I don't have a clue as to what the front's gonna look like. Take those couple dots off. So before we flip this over, this is one of Julie Cuts from Pouring Your Heart Out. If you haven't seen her content on YouTube, definitely check out her channel. It's Pouring Your Heart Out. She does all kinds of resin and acrylic pouring. So again, here's the back. This is her Rock Live Edge, and she does sell them on eBay. So here's the back again. That copper is definitely bright. And are you ready? We're gonna flip this over. We're gonna see it for the first time. Actually, I'm gonna flip it this way so you guys get to see it first, and let's see if it's a fucking disaster. Oh, it's a disaster. Oh no, it's a total disaster. This is not at all what this was supposed to look like. Not at all. However, I will say that it kind of reminds me of a tree. See all of the circles in there? I did not do that. It did that itself. So what I'm thinking happened here, and I don't know, what I'm thinking, wow, the rock edge sides though are really cool. Like, can you see all of the stripes in there? That's pretty cool. Even though this is not at all what I was hoping it was going to be, I think two things happened here. One is that I probably should have let the resin set up a little bit more. Secondly, I think that my white was maybe not heavy enough. I don't know. But I can say that one thing I think is cool is the fact that it has these rings in it like a tree trunk. But this is not the effect we were going for. Not at all. The good news is, right, with UV resin, we can change the top of this and make this look like anything that we want. So because the sides are really cool and the back looks really cool, we can always do something on the top of this to make it look better. What that's going to be right now, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I will definitely let you know when I figure it out. So I'm just going to set this down here, because one thing I have a bad habit of doing is not leaving my pieces sitting for a couple days flat. And then that causes some wrinkling to happen. I'm just going to flip this mold over. But there you have it. You saw it here first. The disaster. Bummer. But it is only resin. So, not the end of the world. And a couple of these were worth the effort. Because, I mean, look at that. That turned out really good. Look at this heart. Turned out really good. So there are definitely a couple of pieces here that turned out really good in regard to these. This one, really good. So, anyhow, have a good one, guys. Disaster number 1 on the books for today.